Today on my channel, Planner and Journaling Friends, let's get into my repurposed old Carpe Diem TN and let's do some junk journaling. I haven't touched this in a while. I have some old pages here, but we're going to do about 4 pages, maybe 5, I'll see. But let's have some fun. I have been dying to get into here. I've needed the creativity. I just didn't have it. And then now suddenly I do. So these are old pages, but let's create something new and exciting and fun, friends. Please stay tuned. Hello, planner friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm One Crafty Dolo. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Thank you. Planner friends, journaling friends, maybe even some of my sewing friends are watching today. So today we're going to finally get into my much neglected junk journal. I've been looking forward to this so much. Incidentally, I usually have a good cup of tea, but I want to share something with you. I made hot apple cider, spice cider, and then I put whipped cream with a little bit of cinnamon. I don't have caramel sauce, so I'm going to tell you, this is my new favorite indulgence. I'll always drink copious amounts of tea, but this is a new twist and I kind of like it. Just for a little inspo, a little treat. So what I started to do this past year was to repurpose old planners into junk journals. And this is my latest, and it's pretty. And we do a few pages at a time, nothing too, too much. You can see my tea obsession here. So today I thought we could get in here and really, let me have a sip of this. This is so good. I'm telling you, try it. It's worth the calories. It's worth, I don't care about calories anyway, but I'm just saying. All right, so I've been saving things up here. These are the boxes from, the washi that comes with my Simply Gilded kits. So I have these because something like this or that in the middle there would make, I think would look really pretty in here. And even the backs have things on there that are pretty. Like I really like that one in particular. So those are possibilities, right? Why let it go to waste? Well, I saved this, but I don't think we'll be using this today. So I'm gonna nix that. This is the other, so I had created a folder. This is the other side of that. I wouldn't mind eventually putting it back here, but I wanted to save it so I had access to it. And I have some different bits and bobs here. And yeah, but wait, there's more. I have this, which I had picked up a while ago, and I ordered actually other collections of these. They're on Amazon. I'll drop the link below. I have an Amazon storefront just because it's easier for me to share things with you that way. But yeah, you can see I really did, a lot on tea here. I don't know, I was just in that vibe, and believe me, I still am, which is why I pulled this out. So I thought we could have some fun. We could just play and so on. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some inks. I may even grab some stamps. I don't know. Let's just have some fun, friends. Oh my goodness, I took another sip. That is so good. Alrighty, so I've got Distressed Oxide and Tattered Rose, Kitsch Flamingo, and then I have Archival Ink and Mulberry. I don't have a lot of inks compared to many people, but I have some, and actually, usually I go with the Tattered Rose, but I want to use this Kitsch Flamingo. This isn't the brightest pink I have, but it's definitely a good pink. If you hear a bell jingling, that's my little cat Lexi, who's been imping around all morning. She's just got stuff to do, and I need to get with the program, friends. That's the truth. So anyway, how are you? It's been so long since I've been in here. A lot happened. I'm good. I'm managing well. I'm doing well. But I just, you know how sometimes you have more time for creativity or more, what's the word I'm looking for? More inside of you to be able to do that. I just wasn't in a space there for a little bit. I was still creating, but I kept it pretty simple. Well, Mama's back. So I thought we could get in here today and just play and just have fun and do the things, because you know what? Life's too short. Gotta have fun with it. So I want to talk to you a little bit about creativity, mental health, self-care, and so forth. How do I want to begin this? I'm thinking, I didn't write copious notes. I just have a few things on a Post-it to my right here. Okay. I want to start by saying that, and I'm going to ask you a question. I know that put your life in a pie chart, right? Your life's a pie chart. This is my latest thing. I say it all the time to my husband, like, this is the pie chart. This is where we can do this. This is, what we can't do. But it's true. There's truth in this. If you examine the pie chart honestly, if you assess yourself in a very forthright and honest way, how much time are you able to devote to pursuits that bring you joy, things that are creative, reading, spending time with yourself or somebody else, or whatever it is that brings you joy, right? How much time do you actually have to do that? Take a realistic assessment, and I mean it. Draw the circle and do the pie chart. How much of the time is working? Maybe you have children, maybe you have grandchildren, maybe you're retired and you feel like, well, I have plenty of time. Okay, so percent that out. Now, you got to understand here, your girl here isn't very good at math. But on something like this, something practical, I can actually figure it out without too much trouble. So look at your pie chart, and maybe you're in a space where you have 10% of your time where you can do things like this, and that are good for your soul. Maybe you have 30% or 40%. Whatever the percentage you have available, okay, whatever you've got in terms of percentages, then that you can do things, then make another pie chart and look at how much you're actually doing. Okay, so maybe you have, say, 20% of your time in a week you can do creative things, but you're only, when you get down to the stats, doing 5%, 12%. Now, I understand you don't have to feel like, okay, I have 20%, I have to use it all. But here's what I'm going to offer you. If we continually shortchange time for the things that help us along, if we do that all the time, think of a savings account or any bank account. You put money in, you take money out. You put money in, you take money out. Well, what happens in your checking account when you don't put enough money in? You can't pay things, or you can be overdrawn or whatever else there is. Well, if you're not taking the time to give yourself the creativity and so on, well, what does that mean? It means, in my opinion, I like this one, that I don't think you're being fair to yourself. In other words, I think you don't have to use the 20% up every week, but if you're constantly shortchanging yourself, that's when you need to stop and say, okay, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Or what am I not doing here? How am I doing this? And why am I doing that? You see what I mean? Like, I really think, I like this one too. Just something that occurred to me and I wanted to share with you, because recently I have been saying in our home, like, okay, here's the pie chart. This is the amount of time we have. What are we doing with the time? Now, invariably, there's going to be times where you're not as engaged in doing things. You just want to sit. You want to veg. You want to do whatever, fill in the blank. That's great, and I agree. Go for it. However, if your time is, you're constantly shortchanging yourself and doing other things instead with that time, I would suggest that's not a good plan, okay? Just my own take, okay? Just my own take here. And so what I wanted to come on here and say to you is, how much time do you have for creative pursuits, and how much time are you actually pursuing the creative pursuits? And it was something I really wanted. I kind of hit upon it recently because I had so many obligations and I needed to go back home. I needed to, do things there. And I'm glad I did it. It was a blessing, believe me. But when I came back, we were talking and I was like, well, gee, how much time are we actually giving ourselves to pursue things that we really want to? And there are limitations, of course. There's financial limitations, there's time limitations, but what if we prioritize fill in the blank, And as a result, this is a little tight, isn't it? I might have to cut some of this out. Okay. As a result, we ended up taking a day trip to a new place and really exploring and having so much fun. And it would have been so easy for both of us to just fall into the habit of like, okay, well, let's be home. I have to do this. I have to do that. You have to do this. You have to do that. And we didn't do that. And I was glad. And we made time and we pushed back. Well, the same goes for you and me and our time to be creative. Because this time here, what am I doing? I'm inking, I'm gluing, I'm just having fun, right? But this time gives my brain a break and my body a break from the other stresses in life. Like, I'm doing this, I don't have to think like, oh gee, what's my grocery budget this week? How many prices have gone up this week? Or what's my deadline for this work project I'm doing, right? When is that due? And have they moved it up again? And have they changed their mind? I do freelancing and people change their minds all the time. It's like a thing. And so that can be a little frustrating. You do a product to their specifications and they're like, well, it's like, well, you know what I mean? And so in the pie chart of life, how much time do I want to devote to this? And I don't. Honestly, I really don't, but I have to. So how can I make up that time in other ways? And that's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm really getting at here. I used these last week in my creative journal, and I really want to use them again. So I'm going to grab this stamp block and this. Just some thoughts here, because the more time I do this now on YouTube, right? So you could say, well, gee, you've turned this into a business. It's not like, I don't have the followers that people who are making a living off of this do. And I'm not complaining. I'm good where I am. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like, I do this in part because I thought, well, I'm going to learn and I like to teach and I'll bring people with me and we can learn together. That's really how I feel on this channel. We're learning together. I mean, what do I know from junk journaling and so forth? And yet, here we are, friends, and we're doing it. And I like that we're doing it. So, I don't know, just sit down and do an assessment of your pie chart for me. Please do that, because you'll be shocked when you say to yourself, like, wait a minute, I actually am not utilizing the time properly. I have more time. Just some thoughts for you, because the creativity will really, time for yourself. And excuse me, it doesn't have to be crafty creativity. You could be doing whatever. I mean, right? There's so many other things you could be doing. So just by the by, make time if you can for you doing things that you love. I'm still going to save this other side because it's so pretty, isn't it? But I like this. So, oops. Let's see here. I'm just going to kind of do this. That's fun. I got a little bit of the gold I cut. Oh well, it's okay. Just want to make it more rounded, if that makes sense. There we go. Not perfect. Well, maybe let's do this a little better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. That's the thing with this. You just, come up with things and play with them and just have fun with it. And that's all I'm doing today. I needed this space so badly, friends. Good Lord. I'd say you can't imagine, but somehow I think we all can. Isn't that pretty? I think I'm going to add some washi. So let's see what we've got over here. This goes with this willow kit, and it's really pretty. Excuse me. Anyway, just some thoughts I had that I wanted to share with you about creativity and having fun with it. So I'm just learning with you. We're just exploring and so on, because this is just fun. And for years I think I'm also trying to talk to you about it, because for years I feel like I did not have enough creativity whatsoever. I just did not. And I'm a little bit sad about that sometimes. Like I just was so buried in work and in life and all the things. So yeah, it's cute. This is just cute. And we're just playing and we're just having fun. And you know what? That's not a bad thing ever. I think I will add more things to this page, obviously. I just wanted to get some of the bigger stuff down first. Now, what I tend to do in my paper packs, incidentally, is I save these in the pack itself so that when I go back to it, it's just easier. And I really liked this back one with the menus. So I think we're gonna pull this out. I like these pages. As I said, they're on my Amazon list. I don't know. Periodically, I do explore. I explore printables on Etsy, which I've used a lot of in here. So which one do we want? Do we want the afternoon tea, Metropolitan Hotel? I kind of like this one a little bit here. So let's cut this. Anyway, I'm always looking for new ideas for spaces like this, or for my planners or my journals. And what I also try to promote are low-cost ways for us to decorate and be creative, where we don't have to spend a ton of money. Because again, let's get back to grocery prices and everything. I always feel like food is one of my bigger expenditures, or at least it's one of the expenditures I always think is bigger than it should be. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And I like how it picks up, this ribbon here picks up the ink, and the rest of it picks up the color of the notebook, the TN. I like that. That's pretty cool, actually. So anyway, I'm always frustrated. I love to cook, love to eat, but food is always like, ugh. It's just ridiculous. So I find myself, do you do this? I find myself going to different places for different things just to try to either save a little money or, you know, whatever. Let's see. I want to use a different washi. I don't want to use the same pink one. What about this one with the horses? Or this blue one? No, let's do the horses, shall we? I know there's no horses in here, but this is really pretty. It's very pastoral looking. I don't want to do too much. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to cut it and just kind of put some on there, and then we're going to, yeah, if I don't tangle it too badly, that is. Oh my goodness, friends. The girl's a spaz. Let's try this up here. Yeah, that works. And this one should be smaller, so I'm going to cut it some more off of it. And there we go, down here. Okay, that's a good way to start. Now, the question is, do I want to add, I have these other elements that I just pulled out. I have so much stuff. I have a shelf where I keep junk journaling supplies, if you will. I just didn't know. I like that. That's pretty. I've used this in another journal before. This is just plain paper. That's pretty. Oh, I like that. I think we're going to use this actually. Can I put it diagonally? I think I can. So yeah, we're just Just playing, friends. Just having fun today. I needed this so badly. I kept thinking, I'll do it this week. No, I didn't. I'll do it that week. No, I didn't. Finally, I was like, okay, I got to do this. Put this down here and put it diagonal. Okay, let me take a look. All right, so I have a bit to fill in here, certainly, and I have a bit to fill in here. So I want to add some of the washi. I think I do, actually. It's sticking up a little bit, but I'm just going to do what I did before. I'm going to cut either that or, you know what? No, I'm not even going to cut. I'm just going to put it up here. Why not? What would help if I put it on straight, friends? Let's cut this a little bit. There we go. Okay. So the horse is at the edge. It's more in the middle. Yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Oh, goodness. So much fun. Alrighty. Now, I did have another little stamp here that I also used. And I cleaned it, and I was looking at that, like these dots, and I was like, hey, I can use these elsewhere, you know? It's like when you go back through your stash and you rediscover your supplies. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to do a few, you know what I mean? I'm putting it like 3 clusters so it looks like a bigger, yeah, I like that. And we'll add other things, no worries. Down here. So again, this is just an old Carpe Diem traveler's notebook I have had for a very long time that's just been sitting around doing nothing. I had tried to sell it at one point. It didn't sell. Obviously now I'm glad it didn't sell. But just food for thought, friends. Just grab some of your old planners and let's just play. Let's repurpose. Let's save money. I watched a lot of recently, I've watched a lot of videos on bullet journaling, and I've learned a lot, but I'm like, well, do I really want to buy an expensive journal and then do that? I don't know. All right, I'm going to stop a minute and look at more supplies to think about what else I can add, friends. Okie dokie, I picked out a bunch of things, including, I picked out some pet tape, some stamps here, but I also picked out some stencils, which is something I often do not use in these spaces. And I don't know why I don't use them, but I think this could be a lot of fun up here. So the truth of the matter is, okay, I'm going to take this. Let's move that. I think I need my acorn brown ink maybe, or should I use a green? Maybe the green. Alrighty, so I picked out this green, this acorn, and this green. So I thought we could just have a little fun, little bits and bobs. I think I'm actually going to use the darker. And I'm going to use a smaller one of these. I like this set a lot. Again, it's from Amazon, and it has all different sizes, and that's really a good thing, I feel like. Okay, so let me see this again. I want to see how that is. I want to get that corner and that ticket. So here we go. Let's see how this works. Hopefully it does. And it'll look like old-fashioned script. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. Let's see here how that looks. Oh yeah, I mean, this is a little messy, but that's okay. I like it. Good. So let's do some more. Now, I haven't done stenciling in this yet, so I'm glad that's what I'm doing here. Let's see. Let's do this down here. And you see the 50 cents, so we want to do that. These, I picked up this particular stencil, sorry. I picked it up off of scrapbook.com quite some time ago, a few years ago. Stamperia. It's a different collection, a company than I've ever used before, and I like them. What do you think? I like it. Actually, it adds to it, doesn't it? Very pretty. Let's just do a little bit over here on the left, maybe, or you know what else I've got? I've got this one, which is from Hobby Lobby. butterflies. I'm not sure, but I also have this one, which is also from Hobby Lobby, and I think this one actually might be the one we use. It's so pretty. So pretty. So remember, friends, you and I, we are learning together. I don't know how else to say it. We're just learning together, right? Let's put it down here a little bit. Where do I want to put the vine? I actually kind of like the vine here. Let's do that one. Okay. And this is what I missed. Just this, oh, it's so relaxing. You're so creative, you're relaxed, this is good for your brain, let me tell you, but it's good for your heart, your body. You know, I don't know about you, but it took me a long time to unlearn, which is my one article I just wrote on Medium was about unlearning overachieving and unlearning being busy all the time and unlearning this constant lifestyle of I have to do everything all the time. Just, yeah, a lot of unlearning. And learning is a lot easier than unlearning. Trust me on that. Okay. I think we're going to fit it in like this. Yeah, that works. Very pretty. It's pretty ink. It's English Ivy is the color. And it's just Ranger ink. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I love that. All right. So this is very different from some of our other layouts. And you know what? I'm kind of here for this. Okay. I'm not going to use this distressed oxide. I'm going to put that over here. I wouldn't mind a few letters, a few words. I'm going to start with love. Oops. L. These are, I want to say Dollar General stamps. They're not exactly the best, or maybe even Pop Shelf. I don't live near a Pop Shelf anymore, so can't go there. It's a good little store actually, but oh well. Used to travel and go to Pop Shelf. No more. I'd like to use the brown here. So let's get the L, O, D, and the E, shall we? Right? There we go. This is fun. This is really fun. Okay, what do you think? That one's a little off. That's okay. I don't know if I'm going to use them over here. And I did pull out some pet tape from Simply Gilded. These are butterflies. So let's see what we've got. I've got all, look at this thing. It's huge. And I really haven't used much of it. So I feel like there's all these little ones. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually cut off some of it. Because it just, yeah. Okay. This one says wish, plan, love, dream. Wish, plan, love, dream. Okay, so we're going to take love, since that seems to be a theme here. I love tea. Love. Well, you can kind of see it. Kind of. Take a few butterflies from here. Just using up things that I have that I actually do love and play with. The stencils are great. The Hobby Lobby stencils, the stencils from Hobby Lobby are really good. They're way in the back though. They're not where you might think they are. They're really off the beaten path. So just an FYI, if you decide you want to do some stenciling, I would suggest starting there. I have gotten some good stencils from scrapbook.com, but I haven't ordered from them in a while. Just no particular reason. Just, yeah, I just haven't. So just a thought, you might find some things there that you like. I don't know. Just some thoughts, friends. Okay. That's really pretty if I say so myself. And I really like this, except we've got some blank space up here that I'm not as keen on. So before I put more stickers down, I actually want to break this out again and put some of this up here as well. I think that would be a good idea. Let's see here. How about this? Just the lettering. Yeah, there we go. That works. Ugh, I hate when my desk gets crowded. Alrighty, we're getting there. What do you think? I think we're doing okay. Yeah, I like it actually. Good. I'm glad I put that there just to add in. It adds in color. It adds in, you know, it almost looks textured. So yeah, let's see what else I got on here. Okay, so the thing with the pet tapes is they repeat so much. You know, it's like the same design over and over and over, which is okay. I can't say it's my favorite, but I like them. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I picked them out myself, but let's add a few of these little leaves, okay? They're pretty. Is that what those are? Yeah, they're like little leaves. I like those. Straighten that out. Here's another little, it's a little plant with some green leaves, just kind of accenting, if you will, right? Just a few little accents. I think that's not a bad thing to do, let's say. I think it's good to add in some accents. I hope you're learning and having fun with me, but definitely I would really recommend go to Hobby Lobby, because these were, now I've had these a while, but this one was $1.99, and I think this one was $1.49. So, you know, for next to nothing, you get something pretty incredible, in my opinion. What do you think? I actually like how this has turned out. Oh, let's see here. Okay. I feel like I need something here. You know what? I am going to look back in here. I know, I've got everything piled on this little thing here. I'm going to look back in here. There might be something. Whoops, I whacked the camera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, friends. Like, for example, okay, even this little space here is cute. Could I get some of that in there? Or I do recall seeing in here, hold on. There was a section, like there's this section, but there was another one I thought that had like strips. Well, these are cute too. These are too big though, I think. Although she may not be. We might use her. But I was looking for something else that I had seen in here. Was this it, maybe? There we go, that on the left. So pretty. I do like these teacups. This is what I was looking for. Okay, I like it, but it may not. Tea, love, herbs, cupcakes. No, you know what? We may go back up here. I do like this, I have to say. Yeah, I think we could, maybe. Or there was something else that caught my eye. Some of these are cute, the green. So can we get in here? I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, so see what I did? I just cut out a little tiny bit. I need room. And I think we can really play with this, right? Let's cut this off. Like 2 of these. Yeah. Okay, good. So again, that's Vintage Tea Party. I'll share it with you. It's on Amazon. There's a few others. I did just order. One is about sewing. Since I've got, yeah, I like that there. And do I want to put, I think this one could go right over here. Voila. We're doing it, friends. We are doing it. This makes me so ridiculously happy. Gosh, just little craftiness. What do you think? I know we only did 4 pages, but that's usually what, come on, get over here. That's usually what I do in these spaces. It was about 4 pages at a time. let's put a few pet tape stickers here because this side is full and this side is like, not so full. Either that or I do more stenciling. We could do both. Why don't we stencil a little more down here? Okay. Yeah, why not? And then I'll add some more pet tape stickers so it doesn't look too barren over here. Or, you know what I could even put over here instead of the letters? I can put this. Why not? No, 2 of these. Yeah, 2 of these will work. Okay. Perfect. And we'll just add in a few stickers. Incidentally, I don't use, to clean these, I don't know what they recommend. I use the generic version of Dawn. So that's what I've been using. It works. It works well. So I have no complaints. And then I have them dry on a paper towel on a countertop. I just feel like that they need to do that. You know, I need to have them drying somewhere, and they do. And that works. So clean them out. Yeah, let's put you here. Oh, this is so pretty. If I say so myself, I'm going to add some of these leaves like I did on the other side. Again, there's these bits and bobs on the pet tape you just never seem to use up, and you keep using the same ones. Wow, this is filling up nicely, actually. Put this here. Yeah, that's cute. It is very cute. I'm so glad to be doing this. Goodness, I missed this. Repurposing planners and journals and so forth. I'll be honest with you, it's given me some of the best fun I've had in quite a long time. I think we're going to add more stickers over here. Look how good this looks, though. This is coming out so nicely. I am very, very pleased. Very pleased. Let's put these little plants. Okay. Let's get this out here. The colors just go so perfectly. Yep. And maybe down here a little bit. Let's put a big one. Biggie. Zoe's nickname, Biggie. Oh, goodness, Zoe. What she does lately, I don't know about your cats, but she goes and hides. She crawls underneath the comforter, the on top comforter on our bed, and she hides. And I don't know how she breathes down there, but apparently she does. I don't know what she's doing, but life with Zoe. I always say she's sequestering herself. She needs downtime, and so I let her have that. I don't bother her whatsoever. All right, I need to clean up, friends. Alrighty, friends, I cleaned up, and I just want to show you again what this looks like. Now, look at this, right? All of the stenciling and the inking and the stamps. I mean, I hit, a lot of different things. I'm so glad I saved the boxes from Simply Gilded. And here we have this. And again, it's just an explosion, isn't it? There's so much on these pages. And I want to point something out. You look at this, right? And I've got, the washi, the cutouts, all of it, the stickers, stamping, stenciling, inking, right? These are a lot more white space and a lot more simple, interestingly enough. And that makes me really wonder how much this is reflective of my mindset, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. I just can tell you that I'm feeling so much stronger right now and so much more emboldened to do things and to be creative. And so, yeah, here we are. Can you believe this? It's gorgeous, if I say so myself. So grab an old planner, grab old inserts, grab things. You can buy some things like the inking, the stenciling, the stamping over and over. Washi generally lasts a long time, so feel free. This book, I forget what it cost, but it was really inexpensive. So these are great collections, again, on Amazon. I'll drop the link. And just have fun and play and be creative because, again, do your pie chart for me. How much time do you have, and how much time do you give, and are you nurturing yourself? And today, after doing this, I feel so strong and nurtured. It's unbelievable. So thank you so much for joining me, for sticking through to the end here. Let's just have fun and be creative, friends. I appreciate you. Have a great day now. Bye now.